like to say love and devotion for Jesus and only Him.
She has to be somebody who has a real devotional relationship with God.
That she's trustworthy, and number two would be she's a godly woman. She really loves the Lord, and number three, one thing that for me is that she's a musical person.
The second thing is that they have to be somebody who is ministry-minded, someone who understands people.
A beauty that comes from a love for God, with a genuine smile and a content one.
A young lady who has a good relationship with her father.
The third quality I think is extremely important is actually cooking. Having the ability to cook not just healthy food, but healthy and delicious food.
I say cooking is a very important one.
Let me be only in you, only in you, only in you. Oh, la 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 la.
Sorry, there's something in my eye right now. Okay.
A girl that pursues a guy, opposed to letting the guy pursue them, really is a big shutdown as well.
Overly flirtatious with many different guys, not having boundaries.
A girl that is very flirty, very open about herself, always punching guys and being very physical with them.
She's untrustworthy. Like I can't trust her behind my back.
Well, I've seen what harmless relationships can do. I've actually experienced them personally, and they have long-term physical, emotional, spiritual, and mental damage that is literally only able to be repaired by God Himself.
We think it's so trivial, some of the things we do, but look what happened to Eve. You know, she ate of a fruit, and it seemed like such a small thing in her eyes, and now we live in this world that's fallen.
Gotten into harmless dating, have gone too far, and later on in life they look back and if they can go back and relive it, they'll definitely, 9 out of 10 times, many people will say, I wish I would have waited a little bit later till I was a little bit more mature. The purpose of a guy and girl relationship, according to Adventist Home, is for the purpose of marriage.
Marriage.
To finding out whether or not you want to spend the rest of your life with a person.
The purpose of marriage, and I was telling the young man this, was to help the young lady be all that she could be, to be the person that God's called her to be. And I told the young lady that her purpose was to make the young man be the best person he could ever be. So I would say this, the purpose of marriage is holiness, not happiness, but a byproduct of holiness will be happiness. Stop laughing!
Girls mature a lot faster than guys, so I think guys have to wait a lot later than girls do.
22 to 23, no earlier.
Somebody who's in their 20s.
After this, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. I'm not gonna say anything.
25.
The frontal lobe of our minds, which controls our reasoning, our judgment, which is a lot safer to go with when making a decision for a relationship, isn't developed till that age.
I'm 24 years old, and I still don't think I'm ready for a relationship.
I think a young lady needs to know exactly what she wants in life, what direction she wants to go in.
Well, you know, the Bible gives certain qualities or certain character traits that should have been developed throughout the life in order to qualify you for entering into a relationship.
She should know where she is going in life. She should know the direction that God is leading her.
That she loves God more than the man that she's marrying.
Number one, who Jesus is, and she needs to recognize that the most amazing gentleman that has ever lived is Christ.
She should be somebody who's learned responsibilities in life. It's very interesting. It says in Proverbs that he who finds a wife finds a good thing. It doesn't say he who finds a girlfriend, but he who finds a wife. In other words, somebody who's really learned to develop the qualities of what a wife should be even before she's married. And I think Proverbs 31 really bears that out.
Keeping in mind that relationships are for marriage, she has to know how to cook, clean, take care of everyday household things, being as usually women are the ones that stay at home. She really needs to understand her value in the sight of God.
Okay, what I want to tell everybody is there must be the India. Okay.
Let me be only in you, only in you.
And he's honest, he loves God, and totally is devoted to him.
Definitely, he needs to love God more than he loves her.
Who has learned to be financially responsible. I really believe that a man should at least have $10,000 in his bank account before he even considers being in a relationship. And I know a lot of people disagree with me on that, but here's the thing. When you get into a relationship, there's a lot of expenses. And you want to make sure somebody you marry is financially responsible.
He needs to be financially able to provide for her in any way that she needs.
Somebody who's not lazy, somebody who's not afraid of, getting a hammer and a nail and getting to work.
Strong work ethic.
Healthy relationship with his mom. If I was a girl and there was a guy that I had interest in and I see him disrespecting his mother, I'd be fully uninterested, because I think the way that this young man treats his mother is a way that potentially he's going to be treating you.
Know Christ in such a way that they can teach it to others. This individual will be your spiritual leader, and if he is unable or unwilling to teach the Bible, then he obviously won't be teaching it to you.
One of the things that I think is very important is sacrifice. Somebody who's had to sacrifice things. It's very interesting. You look at the life of Adam before he met Eve. He sacrificed his rib, and that was actually part of a pre-sin world. And the reason why is God was teaching that sacrifice is part of love. And oftentimes you'll find that somebody really doesn't have a relationship with God when they've never had to sacrifice anything to God, or really struggled with God about something in their life.
Well, to be known by you, my only desire. No one else will save my life from the fire.
If I had advice to the ladies at the girls' retreat, I would definitely advise them to not just settle. To not settle for any guy.
Somebody who is interested in being in a relationship, and I would recommend that they make relationships God's way a major study in their life.
Your heart. Let God lead you and make you to the woman that God wants you to be first, so that you'll be ready for that man, whoever that godly man will be in the future. And be patient, be watchful, and just grow and grow and grow.
I would follow just a simple, what I call the right way to find somebody, is to make sure that a person has, there's 5 qualities I would say. So if you take your right hand, R-I-G-H-T, and you take R stands for religion. Make sure the person you're interested in is at least a Seventh-day Adventist. That's a bare minimum. If they're not a Seventh-day Adventist, it's somebody you don't want to consider. Intelligence, you want to make sure that person is intelligent about life matters, that they're experienced. You don't want to marry somebody who's a buffoon and somebody who's ignorant about responsibilities and things like that. Somebody who is, what does G stand for? I just totally forgot. G, goals. Somebody who has goals in their lives. H, which is holiness. Somebody who sincerely really exemplifies the character of Christ. That's very important. And T is teachers. You want to make sure that in the whole relationship process that you're consulting the most godliest people around you, mentors, some people you can trust, and asking them questions about the relationship, the potential relationship, about the other individual, about yourself. And I really think this will be the right way, following God's guidance. Thank you.